And tonight's guest, we have Michelle Pesco-Solido. See, I know how to say it right.
That's awesome. I'm
uh,
like Raymond.
so, Michelle, you were just an attendee last year at the No Excuses, right?
I was, and
So,
I had only been in the industry right at about a year.
so you were an attendee, and then here you are the next year. I mean, it wasn't as simple as like, poof, you're amazing, but now you're a speaker. And actually, I want to give you props. You tied for first place with Magnetic Sponsoring as our top affiliate, most tickets sold. So
Awesome. Yeah, and
that is amazing going from attendee to that accomplishment in 1 year.
it just amazes me sometimes. I don't know. It's very exciting. Sometimes I have to pinch myself, but definitely there's hard work behind that.
Well, obviously we're grateful because you sold a bunch of tickets for us. but
Well,
but
I believe in your event. I mean, it's your event, and it was through a couple of speakers there that I listened to and I interacted with, and I made so many good partnerships and, the JV partners, and just got a recognition from people who had no idea who I was, that I was able to get to know them, and I work with them now, like Better Network of Magnetic sponsoring you guys, and MLSP, and it's just, I mean, I believe in that event. I mean, your event that you're holding, and I'm grateful you guys are doing it, every year. It's awesome.
awesome. I actually I didn't know how much until right now. I didn't know how much our event had
Oh,
impacted
yeah.
you. Quite honestly, I had no idea. So here another nice
Oh, yeah.
surprise. So Michelle, I'm not gonna have you go through all these bullet points because I'm sure people just want to get to the questions and get to some of the juicy stuff. But can you briefly describe what you will be teaching at No Excuses with regards to Facebook advertising and
Yeah, I mean,
marketing?
what I'm going to do is basically I'm going to break it down into, we're going to be talking about traffic, first of all. And traffic's the most important thing you have to have in your business. If you don't have traffic, you don't have a business, or as I like to say, if you don't have leads, you don't have a business. You've got to be, talking to somebody every single day, or getting your business in front of somebody every single day in order to start turning a profit. And one of the things that I want to teach people, especially those out there that are doubters about Facebook marketing, and the ones that think, well, I still need a blog. I didn't start out with a blog when I, first started Facebook. And so I want to wrap people's mind around the fact that you can be an online marketer, or whatever, if you're offline too, that you can have a brand and you can establish a brand on Facebook, and that be your central hub. And I'm going to teach you guys the right way to market on Facebook. A lot of people think, oh, well, I know the right way, don't stand the walls, but it goes so much deeper than that when it comes to engaging your fans. And I'm going to talk a
Hmm.
little bit about, how to get your edge rank up, which a lot of people don't know about. And then we're going to dive into advertising too. And I'm going to talk about the mistakes that people make in their business with Facebook that just can basically ruins their reputation. And once you've ruined your reputation as a brand on Facebook, that's your brand. You've ruined it. And also,
Hmm.
getting banned. There are a lot of people getting banned off of Facebook right now. We're going to go into that, and I'm going to show, how these lead source, the leads that we can generate online with Facebook are quality leads. They are the best leads out of all the different forms of advertising that I do. They're the best leads as far as conversions go and sales goes, and I'm going to definitely talk about that, how to aggressively market your business on Facebook, and doing it the right way. And then also I'm going to go into some of these other tips, on stage that are basically underutilized when building your list, through Facebook.
Hmm.
And, I mean, the bottom line is what I love about Facebook, and it's not in this presentation right here, is it's, you're building yourself, you're the brand, and you're building it. And when you can create a strong community on your fan page, everything starts working on automation. Now, after, a year and a half of being online with Facebook, I mean, our business is just complete automation. I mean, I was able to retire. My husband, I hate saying it like that, he was able to retire from corporate America last August and works the business with me now because of the brand that we built on Facebook.
Yeah, so it's no longer just Michelle, it's
I
Bill
know.
and
I
Michelle, or
kind of feel
Michelle and
bad
Bill.
because
Which one is
he's
it?
doing so much now, and I'm like, okay, maybe I should bring you up there on stage at least a little bit. And then I thought, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leverage him to get people to the breakout room because he is a huge part of this business now. I mean, he calls all the leads, he prospects, he closes them, and I do all the marketing and the Facebook stuff. So it works out great. We have a great team now.
Oh, I would seriously recommend you break it up that way. Have them do the breakouts on how you convert
Yeah,
Facebook
we
leads.
are. We're definitely going to do that because it's funny when you had first come to me and told me that, hey, you're going to be speaking. Bill was kind of just getting into his groove, and I mean now, ooh, he's tough to contend with. I'm going to say he's better than me on the phone now, and I can't believe I just said that, but I'm going to tell you that. He is good. He
I'm
loves
gonna
it. So I have to
uh,
give him a lot of credit now. It is definitely a 50-50 business here as far as expert goes.
awesome. Well, we welcome Bill. We welcome him to No Excuses, and anything he could do to add value, I'm sure people will appreciate.
Good. Awesome. We're excited.
All right,
Oh,
all right,
boy.
we're gonna get some juicy stuff. And actually, I chose these questions because they are gonna be the juicy ones. Um, and Michelle, if goes into some of the stuff you'll be teaching at No Excuses, that's tough. You're gonna have to answer them anyway.
No. There's so much.
But that's the least we can do for for
Yeah.
everyone who's investing their time to
I
watch
know.
this, especially after
I
last
always
night's webinar fiasco. So anyway, obviously there's no structure to this aside from just these some of the
okay.
juicy questions that came in. The first one, which is pretty basic, but it's also pretty important, especially if people are just starting out. They don't want to lose their shirt. What's the best way
This
to
is
get
a good
started on Facebook
question
with a budget?
because when I first started out, I started out with $1 a day budget. Now, obviously today Facebook is a lot more competitive, and I would say $1 a day is equivalent to $5 a day now. The difference, though, is going to be you've got to be pretty smart. You've got to know what you're doing when it comes to using PPC on Facebook because Facebook has made a lot of changes when it comes to doing the advertising, because in the past when I first started out there was just one type of ad you ran, and that was to a landing tab. Now there's other ones like the sponsored story and the engagement type ads. So starting out on a budget, and as far as whatever your budget is if it's $10 a day, $20 a day, or $5 a day, now if you're on a small budget then maybe $5 or $10 a day, I would suggest that you figure out what that totals for the month. So if it's $10 a day times 30 days, you're looking at a $300 budget. Make sure that you divide that out and you've set that aside and you've said, okay, this is what I'm putting towards my Facebook marketing. And what I would do is inside the ads, you can obviously set up a daily budget on that. And you can, say, all right, I'm only going to spend $10 a day on this particular campaign and just run one really good, solid ad. A lot of people feel like they get run a bunch of different ads, but if you get one good, solid ad running and you've done a lot of the optimization techniques that I teach a lot in my course, then you can obviously get down to getting a really good ad that's getting you a lot of clicks and generating you a ton of leads, and you can keep that price under 50 cents a click.
Awesome.
Everybody
I like it.
laughs though when I say $1 a day, and it's true. I mean, I don't do that now, but it's all scalable.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, that's how I started. I started doing $1 a day on
Oh, well, there you
AdWords
go.
back
Yeah,
when
so you can
AdWords
do
was an
it. And
option.
again, you just take what I did in the beginning is anything that I made money on, I just put it right back into the business. That's what I did for the first 6 months. Throw it back in the business, throw it back in, and that's how you build it fast.
Oh, absolutely. Well, and then the next one. Let's say you're not advertising because you're talking about advertising right now. Because a lot of people try to use Facebook as a way to connect with people, but they're really, it's so
Yes,
obvious when they try to like friend you and send you these like
right.
copy paste messages and all this other stuff. So we got a lot of questions that were related to that because there's a lot of people actually doing that because they're either someone taught them the wrong way or they're just doing it because they think that's the best way to do it. Um, so here's the question: how do you sponsor people and get them interested in your MLM via Facebook? And let's assume you're not advertising. Let's assume they're just trying to
Okay,
connect with people
well,
through a friend request and stuff like that.
I don't do that as far as connecting, like adding people as friends. I say don't do that necessarily. So I'm very different, though, when it comes to building on Facebook. But again, you can look at this as what's working and what's not. Obviously, what I'm doing works. Now, a lot of times, okay, let me just go back to thinking of this as me just starting out, because obviously now people are contacting me. because of the business. So if you are new and you're just wondering, okay, I'm struggling, I can't get people in my MLM, how can I connect with people on Facebook? Well, if you're part of the millions of groups that are out there and you're making a connection with someone, one thing I suggest you don't do is just flat out spit out your opportunity to them and tell them how great it is and they should check it out. That's a huge turnoff, especially if you're speaking to somebody who happens to be somewhat of a leader or has had somewhat of success in the industry. That's a huge turnoff. I get those a lot where people will friend me, then all of a sudden tell me how awesome of an opportunity they're in, and they just throw up all over the page about this and that, their company themselves, they're the owners of the company, and have never even stopped to ask any question about me, what I'm about, what I'm doing, what I might be struggling with, and that's very frustrating. So if you're going to connect with somebody and you do happen to friend them or you find them in a group or on a fan page, take time to get to know them. Find an interest. If you don't see any connection there at all, then I wouldn't even try to get to know them. I mean, if there is no connection, because you've got to have something to start with. So for instance, I might find somebody here in the Dallas area, and I would say, hey, Tony, I noticed that you're in the Dallas area. And he would probably respond back and say, yeah, I mean, this is a relationship, so it's going to take a while to get to the point to recruiting. And then he'll just say, yeah, I'm in the Dallas area, so we'll talk about that. And I'm going to go, cool, I noticed that you're in network marketing also. What company are you in? And then he told me, I'm in Momentous or something. And in fact, I'm telling you a story that really happened. And then I'll be like, great. And then I'm like, great, how's it going for you? And he might even be on this call. That's funny. And I'll be like, great, how's it going for you? He's like, well, I haven't had a whole lot of success. And then I'll just come back and it was like, well, why do you think? And then he'll tell me another reason. Well, my upline doesn't really believe in doing online marketing. Oh, wow. Well, listen, this is what we do. And then I've defined that he's not doing well. His upline doesn't help him with online marketing. But then I tell him what I do. Well, that's too bad because, here with our team, this is what I do. And then all of a sudden I've raised that curiosity level with Tony, and he's now like, well, let me check out what you do. And then obviously from there, he's joining our MLM after he's checked it out, sees that we're a fit, and then we're in. Does that make sense? Yeah.
That's amazing. That's awesome. And so I think people are trying to find some sort of technique or trick to getting people to look at their stuff, when really it is about relationships. And basically what you just described was you were showing a genuine interest in his well-being.
I cared about him. When he's in Dallas, I want to build a local team here. So that's true. That's authentic me being true, but I'm not going to force him to do it if he doesn't want to do it. And if he's struggling and I can show him a better way, then that's what I'm going to do. And it had nothing to do, notice, with my company when I spoke to him. Nothing to do with that. Oh, my company can get you where you want to go. No, it had to do with working with me. That's where I did show him the opportunity, but that's not what's going to sell him on it. It's the fact that I'm going to help him start building a business. I'm going to help him get where he wants to go in this and start recruiting.
So I think you pretty much answered the second question, which what to say in an introductory prospecting message. And I think the key idea here is you got to show an interest in the person first. You start a genuine conversation like just anyone would. Let's say you meet somebody at a party, and you start talking to them. You don't say, "Hey, join my team," or "You don't give them a presentation, and give them a bunch of URLs for them to check out. You meet somebody at a party and you start talking to them and show a genuine interest in who they are, what their background is. It's the same concept behind the Teach Form, family, occupation, recreation message. In many network marketing companies form, is you have to build a rapport first, and that's exactly what you did. So your introductory message is genuinely asking about them and how they're doing.
See, a lot of people are very desperate and just will recruit anybody. And that's really not doing you any good. I mean, really, if you get down to thinking, how much do you really make by recruiting somebody? Because if they're not going to perform, they're going to be dead weight on your team. So you want to make sure that they're a fit for you, too.
Absolutely. All right. And I think this is, I put these questions back to back because I figured they would be similar answers or the same answer. What's the best icebreaker to use with a new friend who is a complete stranger that will raise responses? It's exactly what we just described. Show a genuine interest in them. If you're trying to craft some sort of sales message, you're going about it the wrong way. It's about relationships and building rapport first. There is no sales in building rapport. You just build a rapport, and then like what Michelle described. I mean, it was, if you're gonna get the recording of this, I would highly recommend you rewind to that part where she described what she did with Tony. Is that his name? Yeah. What you go back to what she did with Tony and break down the process she described.
He's on here,
and you'll see a clear structure, Oh, he's on. Let me see. Let me bring. I want to do something fun here because again, I feel so bad about what happened last night. I want to bring out
Tony Romo.
What's his last name? What? Oh, is that him? Tony Romo, the quarterback?
Hello? Yes, I'm here.
Hey, Tony, you there? Hey, buddy. So, is what Michelle described about it, how she, conned you into her business?
It's one of those things where, I've been doing network marketing since December, and I fell upon attraction marketing at the beginning of January. And everything she said, was exactly why I know now that attraction marketing works, because even though I'm in a great opportunity, it's that lack of, the internet marketing, the type of leadership that I'm not getting, the things that I want to learn that Michelle teaches. And it's a no-brainer for me. I knew she was doing, her opportunity, and for me it was just a no-brainer, just because of who she is as a leader, the trust that we've developed. Everything I've read about her, it just makes me want to work with someone like that, no questions asked, and just try to get an upper hand in this industry.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, and I think the point you're making is that your opportunity isn't everything, and people are so cult focused on their opportunity and think it's the best thing since whatever, that they forget that that's the least important part of their business. The most important part is everything else, how you market the business, the type of support that you get, the type of training, the people you're working with. And I think you chose to work with Michelle, not necessarily because of her opportunity.
Exactly.
But
that's exactly why. And it was just a no-brainer. We know how much success she's had, and she's a great person. Her husband, Bill's awesome as well. And it made sense to me to follow them and be in business with them.
That's awesome.
Okay, and how's by the way, I need to ask you,
going well.
How's the season looking this year for the Cowboys?
Tony, oh, poor thing. You're so awesome, Tony. I'm excited.
Me too. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Tony, for being a good sport and giving us some insight, man.
I'm a rock star. I recruited him.
All right, I just muted Tony. That is so funny. One that people are we have like 50 people now on the line when I didn't send a single email about this. That's the power of
Facebook. I just went out there and posted this out awesome. There and said, "Hey guys, jump on."
We initially only intended to record this. We're just using this line for convenience, and then people just start hopping on. So great, awesome. All right. Here's a question from Uche. What is the easiest way? Everyone seems to be searching for the easiest way all the time. What is the easiest way to make your Facebook page fans comment regularly on your posts?
That is.
So how do you get people to comment on your posts?
There's a little bit of a trick to that, which is obviously EdgeRank. If you haven't checked out what EdgeRank is, I would definitely encourage you to do that. But that's a nice little algorithm that Facebook now uses in order to weed out the junk. So when you're commenting on your Facebook page, you want to make sure that you're creating some sort of engagement type of comment. So some of those things might be asking a question, but make it to where somebody's response can be a very short answer, like a yes or no, or yes, I agree, or disagree. Those work really well. And then also, because now you're asking people to comment. Then pictures, images do a great job. Oftentimes I'll go out, just find a really inspirational type picture or a funny picture. I found one of a really fat cat sitting on the wall the other day, and I just thought it was funny. But that fits my personality. I'm a little quirky, I'm a little silly sometimes, I'm a little outspoken, so I stick to what I am. So if you're not the type of person to post something funny like that up on your page, don't do that. do what's consistent with who you are. Don't try to be somebody you're not. And the fans will naturally gravitate towards you, especially if you do speak out on things, you know, and you want to talk about, you know, how you feel about something. And you want to see if somebody agrees or disagrees. Also, posting trivia questions is a lot of fun. And what I find also is if you can set up a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you know, weekly schedule, 7 days, or really you should probably do Monday through Friday. On Mondays, do trivia questions. On Tuesday, do tool of the day. On Wednesdays, do maybe your blog post of the day. Thursdays, you know, I don't know. I mean, just come up with like, oh, fill in the blank questions. Do something like that so now when people, you know, people will now know what to expect on your page each day, especially if they like one of the days. And so that's going to create that viral, you know, the viralness of those comment posts, and that's what you want. You want people commenting so then it goes viral. And again, in the very beginning, it takes a while. So if you post consistently, like 2, 3, 4 times a day throughout the day, then what's going to happen is that's going to start getting momentum, and people are going to start seeing it in their news feeds, and they're going to start commenting on it.
Right. And so, are you talking?
I don't use my personal profile. Well, I take that back.
As well as fan pages?
I used, when I first started out, I mean, I definitely would keep it very separate, and I still recommend you keep it separate. But I have found that now it's hard for me to control that I'm getting to know a lot of people in the industry already, and they are truly friends, so now they're friends on my page. So I will post some business stuff, but not a lot. Just because, you know, my friends, my family, the ones that aren't in this industry, they don't know what I do. That's the beauty of one of the things that I got out of No Excuses last year. It's not that anybody said that. It's just because I walked out of No Excuses last year with so much confidence, a clear vision on where I was going. And you guys, that event, I'm telling you, I mean, it changed the entire direction of my business because I knew right then and there that I could do this. And I didn't have to pitch my friends and family anymore. And I looked at it as, you know what, guys, you gave me a hard time about doing this. I'm going to leave you in the dust. And that's exactly what I did. So now they're looking at me going, why are you taking all these trips? I see everybody talking about how wonderful you are on your page. What are you doing? You know, and I'm like, you wouldn't understand. I mean, because I've tried to explain it to them, you know, and they're like, I was like, look, I play on Facebook all day and I make money. And they're like, okay, can you explain more? So when the mistake I've made is, yeah, I've sent it to them and I've showed them what I do, and they're like, I don't get it. So that's why I don't catch you. So, but anyways, I got off a tangent there. But so no, I don't like to do it on my personal page. I keep everything on my fan page is what I like to do. Because that's your brand. That's what you're building. No matter what it is, that's your brand. And that's where you should really try to keep it. Because if you're going to be on Facebook, that's your purpose, is to build up a huge fan base. So stick over there. Stay everything on that side. I'm sitting here using hand gestures like you guys can see me.
I know.
Okay, good.
I can see you. No, actually. And I also have, if you're really looking for the shortcut as to how to get people to really comment like crazy on your page, post the anti or pro-Obama comment on your profile.
You know what?
You are guaranteed to get comments.
Do something controversial, you know, and then that'll get your edge rank up. And then from there, then on out, that's a good thing to try. Then you're going to start getting more comments. People are going to take notice.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, well, maybe not the Obama thing, but
yeah, there you go.
Something controversial as it relates to our industry, maybe. All right. So, is it best to have a fan page for your MLM biz, or just a profile page with a few business messages? What about a product fan page?
Yeah.
So
if
I
you're
think
going to ask my opinion on this, I say don't have an MLM business page. Because you're not going to recruit people into your MLM that way. I mean, if they come to your page, what are they going to do? They're going to research it. They're going to find another leader on the first page of Google, and they're probably going to join them. So you're wasting your time because you should be focusing on you, the brand. You want people to join you because of you and who you are and what you have to offer. So I don't recommend that. I started out like that in the beginning, and I found that I had a product page, an MLM business page, and my profile page. And what happened was I spread myself too thin, and I wasn't getting the results that I wanted because I was focusing on too many different things. So I brought everything into one page. Now, you can have a landing tab with your MLM business on it, and I do recommend that. just don't, you don't have to promote it, but it gives people on my page, I've got one on there, and people can go over there and take a look at, I have two, so they could look at my low ticket right there if they wanted to. If they were curious and wanted to check it out, they could do that. So yeah, I mean, definitely create landing tabs. They're called application tabs now. And have your MLM business on there, or at least the opportunity, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think a lot of these questions are coming from two places. One, that most MLM companies create this kind of cultish culture where they make you believe so strongly in the product that that you're selling, that it's the best thing of its kind, nothing like it in the world, one of a kind, whatever. And people lead with that because of that, but also there's a lack of confidence, because the reason they got into the business was because this is cutting edge, this is the best product ever, and people would be crazy not to buy it from you. The reality is it doesn't work that way. People join you because of you, not because of the product you have in your hand. And that's really hard for people to get. And they're not going to do it any other way. You guys are not going to be successful doing it that way. But you're also hesitant to promote yourself because you lack confidence, because you don't have any special skills. Well, Michelle's story is amazing. 1 year ago she was at No Excuses, really still trying to figure stuff out. The next year she's on stage, and what's the difference? She invested in herself and acquired skills that were valuable to other people. You just heard from Tony, who joined her business not because of her opportunity. He joined her business because of Michelle and what she has to offer as a leader, the skill sets she can teach them, etc. So I think that's a huge message. Get away from the culture.
Yeah, and I did the same thing. When I first started in this industry, I was attracted to the product. I took a sample, and I thought to myself, oh my gosh, I could sell this. This is amazing. This is the best product ever. And then my mom lost 70 pounds. Oh my gosh, and then I quickly learned about 4 months later that selling the product and selling, that the opportunity was not putting money in my pocket. It just wasn't. I mean, making $1,000 a month from that opportunity plus my auto ship, what it was costing me, was not enough. And that's when I realized that I've got to do something different. And that's when my eyes started opening up to this huge world of attraction marketing and online marketing. And the company you're with is just the vehicle. It's just the vehicle you're driving. It's just a perk that you can add to working with you that makes you money. Yeah, I mean, it's important, definitely. You want to
not
build
to say it's not important, but
you should be passionate about it. I mean, you don't want to be, with the. I mean, I had to get out of that health and wellness stuff because I was just accumulating products on my counter that I never took. I don't like taking vitamins. I'm just weird, I didn't like. I don't. There's something about it, and I just found that I was just collecting all these products and never taking them. That's why, I guess.
There's this alternative to taking supplements. It's called eating. All right. So this is the last question. Let me see. Wait. Okay, this is the last question. What is the best Facebook strategy that you have ever used that gave you the biggest return on your effort?
I got to think about this. I wanted to probably go into the advertising, and whenever best strategy, any of these affiliate contests that I have been a part of, the best strategy is to create a landing tab for that product, whatever it is. I did it for you guys, No Excuses. Create an ad, drive traffic to that landing tab, and that's been one of my probably the best strategies that I've used in any of these affiliate contests that I've been a part of. Is because, one, they're coming to my page and getting me, and liking my page. Number two, they're getting on my list. So I have them on my list. I also have them as a fan on my page, so now I can interact with them, show them what my page has to offer them as far as the community goes. And then also they're opting into, whatever it is I'm offering. And then when something gets launched, I'm able to talk to these people via an email or my Facebook page and give them reasons why they should buy, because I've built some sort of a relationship with them. So I think that's really strong to be able to do that than just sending them straight to a capture page.
That's pretty interesting. So
Uh-huh.
you're essentially using No Excuses or any other product as an affiliate that you promote, as you're using the kind of like the buzz that's going around about that event or about that thing, and leading with that because knowing people are going to be interested in it, and
Right, right. And I mean, I
use
create
that
like a
as the
little mini
essentially the cheese
website
or
right
the
there on
magnet
my
to draw them to
page,
you. Is
you know,
that
for them.
correct?
I know when you had your little, you know, landing or your capture page, I kind of
So
recreated it on my own page, you know, on my own little application tabs where you can do those mini websites. So yeah, exactly.
hmm that's great. That's a huge tip because a lot of people are trying to drive
Right.
traffic to just the raw affiliate
Yeah.
link with our capture page, and not, our
It's
capture page
awesome.
is awesome, obviously. Um, but
Right.
but but everybody's doing it. If everybody's promoting the same page, there's nothing special about what you're doing. And in what you're
Yeah,
describing,
we're
even
getting
if you don't
awareness.
sell a ticket, you've generated a lead,
Right.
and
Exactly.
that person may potentially join your business. So even if they don't go to No Excuses, they're now in your business.
Exactly.
And then the next year, they better go to No Excuses because they're on your team now.
All right. I want to see that.
so,
Do you have a
so
fan
that's great.
page though?
That's a huge tip. I want to use that one. That's awesome.
You might want to get one of those first.
I do not. I'm
Oh,
way
they
behind on the Facebook
do.
marketing stuff. People
I can
don't
help you
like
with
me.
that.
It's okay.
Okay.
Okay. Actually, I do have a fan. I do have a fan page. Uh, Let me see. So I'm gonna see if there's any
Okay.
questions. I'm gonna take a couple of live questions. Mix it up a little bit. I've been having a lot of fun with you, Michelle. So thank you. Let me see.
Oh. See.
A lot of people say they love me. Okay, good, great. Uh, what,
Cool.
all right, I got two questions here. Uh, what were
I
your
would
top three
say the
challenges that you
first
had to
one would
overcome
be,
with
you know,
Facebook marketing?
getting fans to my page, that initial surge, you know, where you want to get people there to the page. That was a little bit of a challenge for me just because I saw how people were out there, you know, paying $5 to get fans, and I refused to, or you know, outsourcing it, and I refused to do anything like that because I felt like that if you were going to be a fan on my page, I wanted you there because I offered something and you wanted to be there. I didn't just pay you to give me a like. That was definitely a challenge in the beginning. The way I overcame that was definitely by using the Facebook PPC and
Hmm
driving traffic to those landing tabs, which, you know, created a fan and possibly, you know, a lead. And then I would say, too, as far as another challenge was Facebook's inconsistent, how they're so inconsistent with approving ads. It would get very frustrating to me to, you know, create an ad and then all of a sudden one of them would get approved, but the other two could be the exact same ad, but I targeted a different age group, and those two would get not approved, and one would be approved. And that was very frustrating to me because I wanted answers. I wanted to know why. Why was this happening? And Facebook just never really gave me the answers that I was looking for because they don't respond. And so that was real frustrating for me to overcome that and try to figure out what it was to, you know, searching around, trying to find those answers. And honestly, there were no answers out there. I had to discover all this on my own. And that definitely was a big struggle. I think that now we, you know, got it down. You know, we're able to get our ads approved because we figured out what it is and what it takes. And then number three, what am I talking about? My struggles to overcome, challenges.
Yep.
Yeah, if I'm not,
The
yeah, I've had
challenges.
more off of Facebook. You know,
Maybe
the
not
most
related.
recent
Maybe not
challenge
related
that
to
I've
Facebook. Maybe
had
something
is
else.
just because I'm out there in that spotlight. It could be a result of Facebook. I've had a couple of people because I'm the type of person that if you hire me on or you want to partner with me, I mean, I'm a coach, you know, and I'm going to tell you how to. If you want to learn how to do it, I'm going to tell you how to do it because I've had success. But then what happens is along the way is I get people that get just distracted by other shiny objects. and I'm not afraid to point that out. So I've had somebody here recently like come at me and tell me, you know, that I need to uplift everybody and be nice and you know, just kind of attack the way I had handled something. And that was a little bit of a struggle for me. And then I got to thinking, you know what, this through Ryan Angelo, your MC, you know, I can't waste my energy, what I've learned, on people like that, because I can't please everybody. I am who I am. And not everybody's going to be attracted to me. Not everybody's going to like my personality. Not everybody's going to like my directness. But just because one person said something to me doesn't mean I should change who I am. And so that was definitely a struggle here recently I had to overcome. And then, yeah, that's pretty much. And then, you know, working with Mark Hoverson, that was a big struggle. I threw that one in there. Just because he has made me cry a lot. And early on he did.
Oh,
that, you know, just
for you.
That's a struggle. You have to be coachable. And you have to let down your guards, and you have to let down your way of thinking, especially if you're not having the success you want. And if you're willing to have somebody mentor you like Mark did me, then I had to let those guards down. And I'm very strong-headed and stubborn, and when I thought I was right on something, I would let him know that. And man, him and I have had some arguments, and I love to share that about us. I mean, we love each other, but we've had some arguments to the point where Mark's like, you probably should take a break from me for a week, you know. But other than that, I mean, you know, I would say that's the biggest struggle, is you've got to sometimes just say, look, I'm at your mercy. Tell me how to do it, and I will do it. And that's, you know, once I discovered that, I'm telling you, things started taking off for me. I just gave you a lot of answers.
So
oh gosh,
yeah, I'm
wow,
curious.
There's been several times.
How did
One
Mark make you
time he
cry?
told me
What happened?
I'd made a video that I was very proud of. It was early on, maybe, you know, a couple of months in my online career, and I made a video, gave it to, he wanted to see it for the capture page, and he ripped it up with like red ink all over it, sent it back to me, said, you're talking too long. You said too much. You didn't even get to the point. What the heck are you talking about? How many times did it take you to take this? No, you're only doing it once. And he was just so hard on me. And he was like, throw this out. This is ridiculous. You don't build the train tracks all the way to Alaska if there's going to be a break right here in Texas. I mean, and I was like, oh my God, I just spent all this time, 2 weeks working on this, and you're telling me to throw it out. And I mean, he's like, yeah. And I was like, okay. I did. I cried. I was like, you're just like my dad. I could never do anything right, you know. And he told me, he finally came back at me and said, you know what, Michelle, if I didn't think you had it in you, I wouldn't be so hard on you. And that put me in my place right there. Oh yeah. You have to tell him that I told stories about him.
I didn't know Mark was
He's
such a jerk.
wonderful.
Wow.
I owe a lot to him. I love him so much, and I do owe so much to him. I'm very lucky to be able to work with him every day, because most people don't even get that opportunity. And he'll tell you, you want to work with me, you're not going to get my time unless you produce me money. And I did. That's why I work with him, you know. And so the thing is it's like there's been other times where he's just come at me, you know, because he tends to be a dad to me, and I'm like, no, you're not listening to me. That's not what happened, you know, and then I get frustrated. So those are the times I'll cry. I'm a girl. I'm allowed to. Yeah, I know.
That's great.
But maybe he's never heard me
I love
that
Mark.
way.
I only kid about him being a
That's funny. Oh yeah, but I think it's
no.
a little bit of a
I've
me too, 'cause I'll argue
I've never
that,
coached with Mark, so I've never heard of that side of him.
Are you going to listen to me or not? Are you going to try to do it your way and fail, or are you going to do it the way that I know is right? Okay. Okay.
Well, Michelle, we're just about out of time, so I want to thank you so much for being on this call. I want to, since we had our snafu last night with regards to the webinar, we decided to extend the deadline for tickets. The absolute last day to get your tickets is tonight, not last night. So tonight is the final day, or today is the final day to get your tickets. We will be shutting down the shopping cart at midnight. If you've probably heard this before, same pitch as last time, same offer as last time. that you can be at No Excuses up until Saturday at 4 p.m. And if you are not satisfied with basically half of the event, over half of the event you've already been at, you will get a full refund, no questions asked. You simply request it at the front registration desk, and you can enjoy the rest of the weekend in Vegas with your refund money. So again, no one dares to offer this type of brass balls guarantee. And so you literally have,
and guys,
you don't risk
money's
anything.
an
The worst that can happen is you have a
gold
vacation
just
in
like
Vegas.
around your house right
So,
now.
which is not
gold.
bad.
Go to the gold store if you have gold laying around and sell it. I did that one time. I mean, just get yourself to Vegas. I'm telling you, it is life changing. And I know that seems so cliche because so many people say it, but it was for me. I mean, look where I'm at. I'm on the stage this year, and last year I was sitting in the audience. It is life changing if you take advantage of it.
And
Wow.
well, this year we have actually 3 of our speakers were attendees at last year's event as students. And so now it's one of them is you. And I did not know that. I knew you were there.
did.
I just didn't know where you were at in your business and how much No Excuses helped you. So I'm finding out for the first time on this webinar. So I'm very humbled by that idea. And just you're a testimony to why people should be there. I think when they have an opportunity to have a drink with you at the bar or at the VIP events, they'll get to know you on a more personal level and maybe hear some of the stories about how you got started or where you were at before you started in this business. So people can really see that they can do it too. That there's nothing special about any of us other than we just did whatever it took to make it. So and guys, also the roommate thing. If money is an issue, finding roommates, there's plenty of people looking for roommates at our fan page for No Excuses, Facebook.com/No Excuses Summit. You can find roommates there if you need a place to stay. You get the discount that goes along with getting a roommate. You can also search on Travelocity.com or Expedia to find the best room deal. It is our room block is completely sold out. That's how many people we've gotten to this event. We had to get 2 room blocks. Our first room block at Cosmo sold out. We got another room block next door at Aria that's sold out. So we're literally tapped out as far as rooms at the Cosmo and Aria. However, you can, where there is a will, there's a way. Travelocity, Expedia, or go on Facebook and find a roommate and make it to No Excuses. It will change your life. And thank you, Michelle, for being here. Ticket sales close tonight.
Thank you so much, Bernie.
Then we're off to Vegas
Thank you, everybody.
week. So thanks, guys, for being here. Thank you,
All right.
Michelle.
Bye-bye.
We love you.